If you still believe the year starts in January, it's because that's what you were taught. But what if I told you that the real new year is happening right now and almost no one knows about it? The March Equinox isn't just a seasonal change, it's an energetic portal, a vibrational reset that can transform your reality. Alchemy has long taught that everything goes through cycles of transmutation, and this is the moment when nature gives us the greatest push to change, create, and manifest. Today, the sun crosses the 0 point of the zodiac, initiating a new cosmic cycle. The ancients knew this. The Egyptians, Mayans, and Druids used this day to align with the universe and access invisible forces. But this wisdom was hidden. Now the choice is yours. Ignore this knowledge or use the equinox to rewrite your destiny. Few names carry as much mystery as Hermes Trismegistus. To some, he was a real man, a wise sage who walked the earth in ancient times. To others, he is the fusion of two great spiritual archetypes, Hermes, from Greek tradition, and Thoth, the Egyptian god of wisdom. But what truly matters is not who he was, but what he revealed. Called the Thrice-Great, Hermes Trismegistus did not receive this title by chance. He mastered three fundamental pillars of existence: alchemy, astrology, and theurgy. Three sciences that together offer the keys to understanding and shaping reality. Alchemy teaches how to transform matter and spirit. Astrology reveals cosmic cycles and the influence of celestial bodies on life. Theurgy allows direct contact with the divine, elevating consciousness beyond the illusion of matter. Together, these three disciplines form knowledge so powerful that for centuries it was hidden from humanity's sight. But the truth always finds a way to reveal itself. At the heart of this knowledge lies the understanding that the macrocosm and microcosm are interconnected. What happens in the heavens happens within us. The movement of the stars reflects the internal processes of the soul, and this is precisely why the equinox is not just an astronomical event, but an alchemical key to consciousness transformation. Alchemy teaches that every transmutation process goes through three major phases. First, nigredo, where everything dissolves, darkness prevails, and the old must be destroyed. Then, albedo, the purification stage, where the true essence begins to emerge. Finally, rubedo, the pinnacle of transformation, where the philosopher's gold is revealed and the spirit is reborn in its purest form. Now, look at the cycle of the seasons. Winter is nigredo, when nature seems to die. The spring equinox represents albedo, when purification occurs and light returns to balance with darkness. But it is after this moment that we reach rubedo, the peak of life's manifestation, when the energy of creation reaches its highest point. This is no coincidence. Hermes Trismegistus taught that as above, so below. This means that what happens in the cosmos also happens within us. The equinox is not just an external phenomenon. It is a mirror of the internal processes of awakening and transformation. This is why this moment is so powerful, because the same energy that makes plants sprout, that renews nature, that brings balance to the planet, is also available to you. If you seek growth, if you want to break old patterns, if you feel ready for a new phase, this is the moment. During the equinox, you don't need to swim against the current. You can simply align with the natural flow of the universe and allow transformation to happen. The ancients knew this. They used this date for initiation rituals, to open portals of knowledge, to plant not only seeds in the ground, but intentions in the energetic field of the universe. The change of the calendar and the loss of connection with real time. Today is the day. The equinox has arrived. The energy of renewal is in the air, and now, more than ever, we can feel this force pulsing around us. But if the equinox carries this power, if it is the true reset point, why does the calendar we follow today insist that the new year begins on January 1st? Who decided that? And why did this change happen? In ancient times, time was not measured arbitrarily. The calendar was a representation of natural cycles, a direct connection between the rhythms of the earth and cosmic movements. Civilizations like the Egyptians, Babylonians, Persians, Celts, and Mayans did not choose dates at random. They understood that the passage of time was written in the skies and reflected in nature. The March Equinox has always been the true starting point of the year because it is the moment when the sun returns to the 0 point of the zodiac, entering Aries, the sign of beginnings, of primary energy, of the impulse of creation. It is the rebirth of the cycle, the awakening of light after the darkness of winter. For these civilizations, this was not just a symbolic concept, but an energetic reality felt in all aspects of life. So what happened? How did we lose this connection? The answer lies in the imposition of a new system. For centuries, different empires attempted to control how time was measured, but it was in the 16th century, under Pope Gregory XIII, that this disconnection was officially sealed. He implemented the Gregorian calendar, replacing the Julian calendar, with the goal of standardizing religious dates and aligning Christian celebrations. But this adjustment did more than change numbers. It broke the direct link between human time and cosmic time. New Year's Day came to be celebrated on January 1st, a date with no astronomical or energetic significance. Unlike the equinox, which represents a point of balance between light and darkness, the first day of January is merely a convention. There is no real impulse of renewal, just an artificial closure of a cycle imposed by a system that sought uniformity but not necessarily alignment with nature. And this has a direct impact on our energy. How many times have you felt that the year truly begins months after January? That New Year's resolutions feel empty? That there is a lingering heaviness, as if something is still suspended? This happens because intuitively our bodies and minds know something is out of alignment. And now that the March Equinox has arrived, this truth is revealed. Many people already feel a genuine impulse for change, a desire to reorganize their lives, a need to be reborn. This is not a coincidence. It is the force of nature, the call of the real cycles of the earth and the cosmos, something the ancients knew and honored in their rituals and festivals. The Law of Correspondence, the Hermetic code for manifestation. But this is the key that the ancients already knew. Time is not just a sequence of days and nights marked on an artificial calendar. Time is a reflection of the cosmos, a dance between celestial cycles and human experience. And understanding this leads us to one of the most powerful principles of Hermeticism, the Law of Correspondence. Nothing in the universe exists in isolation. Everything is interconnected in a mirror-like game where what happens in the macrocosm is reflected in the microcosm and vice versa. Hermes Trismegistus revealed this millennia ago in a single phrase that holds one of the greatest secrets of manifestation. As above, so below. As within, so without. This means that your external reality is not a random sequence of events, but a projection of your internal state. What you think, feel, and believe shapes the experience you have of the world. If there is chaos, confusion, and fear within you, the world around you will respond with circumstances that reflect that vibration. If there is harmony, clarity, and confidence, that same order manifests in your life. And this is why days like today, the equinox, carry a transformational potential, because when the universe comes into balance, you can align yourself with that balance. The energetic field formed on this day creates the perfect environment to tune your vibration to the reality you wish to manifest. But most people do the opposite. They look at their difficulties and let fear take over, reinforcing exactly what they want to change. They don't realize that the universe doesn't respond to what we want. It responds to what we vibrate. The law of correspondence does not distinguish what is good or bad for you. It simply reflects your energy back to you. So how can we use this to our advantage? How can we harness this day to create a new reality? The first step is clarity. You need to know exactly what you want. It's not enough to wish for a better life or to be happier. The universe responds to clear images and emotions. Visualize your goal in detail as if it were happening right now. The second step is to feel that reality. Thinking is not enough. You must vibrate at the frequency of what you desire. How would you feel if you had already achieved what you want? What would change in your emotional state? Step into that vibration even before the external manifestation occurs. The third step is vibrational alignment. If you want prosperity, don't hold on to beliefs of scarcity. If you seek love, don't project fear of abandonment. Your energetic field must be in tune with what you wish to receive. And on this day, with the equinox energies in full motion, any adjustment in your frequency has an even greater impact. This is the opportunity to reclaim what the ancients already knew. You are not a passive observer of reality. You are a co-creator. The universe always responds to your vibration. The equinox as a manifestation portal. And that is exactly why the equinox is not just an astronomical event. It is an energetic portal, a moment when the veils between worlds become thinner and our intentions grow more powerful. When the ancients performed rituals on these days, they weren't just celebrating a cosmic event, they were tapping into a vibrational current capable of shaping reality. What makes this day such a potent point for manifestation is the absolute balance between opposing forces. The sun and the earth align perfectly, creating a state of harmony between light and shadow, expansion and retreat, past and future. This balance resonates in everything, including us. It is a time when our energy can align with the universe and our intentions can pass through this portal with greater ease. But for this power to manifest, awareness is essential. An open portal means nothing if your mind and heart are out of alignment. Have you ever noticed how sometimes things in your life flow effortlessly, while at other times nothing seems to work? This happens because manifestation doesn't just respond to desire, it responds to energetic coherence. Today, more than any other day of the year, your intentions carry multiplied force. But to fully embrace this moment, you must align your vibration with what you wish to manifest. The first step is to clear your mental field. Thoughts of fear, doubt, and anxiety act as blocks, preventing your energy from expanding to attract what you want. Today, allow yourself to release these patterns. Observe which limiting beliefs arise and consciously choose not to feed them. The second step is to tune in to the energetic flow of the equinox. This can be done through meditation, contemplation, or simply connecting with nature. Today, more than ever, slowing down is essential. The more present you are, the easier it will be to feel this vibrational current and direct your energy towards what truly matters. The third step is to use natural elements as catalysts for this energy. Fire represents transmutation and can be accessed through the flame of a candle, where you can set the intention to burn away old patterns. Water is an energy conductor, and an energetic bath can help cleanse and rebalance your vibrational field. Air is connected to the breath of life, so conscious breathing exercises amplify your presence and clarity. And earth, our grounding force, can be accessed through direct contact, whether walking barefoot, holding a crystal, or simply touching the ground with your hands. Each of these elements represents an active force within us. Today, by connecting with them, you are not just performing a ritual, you are activating the frequencies that align your being with the natural flow of the universe. The equinox is a moment of transition and opening, an invitation to remember that the power of creation has always been within you. But are you ready to use it? The science and energy of the equinox. The energy of the equinox is not just a spiritual or philosophical concept. Science already recognizes that astronomical events like this directly affect Earth's electromagnetic field and, consequently, the functioning of our bodies and minds. During the equinoxes, significant changes occur in the flow of solar particles that interact with the planet's magnetosphere. This phenomenon not only influences weather patterns and tidal behavior, but also impacts our energetic field, brain activity, and even our emotions. Many people report feeling different during this time, even without knowing that the equinox is happening. Insomnia, restlessness, intense dreams, sudden mood swings, or a heightened sense of intuition are common in the days leading up to this planetary moment of balance. This happens because our bodies naturally respond to these electromagnetic variations, as our biology is intrinsically connected to the environment around us. And this connection is nothing new. Since ancient times, wise scholars understood that the great transitions of the sun marked not only external changes, but also profound internal processes. Today, neuroscience already indicates that electromagnetic fields directly affect the pineal gland, which regulates our biological rhythms and is linked to expanded states of consciousness. This may explain why many people experience greater mental clarity, as if invisible doors are opening, revealing insights and answers that previously seemed hidden. Let me share a brief story that illustrates what we are learning. In a distant village, there was an old master named Arion. He was neither a king nor a priest, yet everyone in the village sought his guidance because they believed he possessed deep knowledge of the world's rhythms. One day, a young man named Elias, tired of his monotonous life, went to Arion and asked, "Master, why do I feel like my life is stagnant? It seems like nothing changes no matter how hard I try." The old man smiled and replied, "Come with me to the lake." They walked to a calm lake where the surface reflected the sky without any distortion. Arion picked up a small branch and tossed it into the water. The impact created ripples that spread across the surface, altering the reflection of the sky. "Do you see, Elias? The water was still, but a small movement changed everything. The equinox is like this moment. It shakes the invisible field around you, bringing subtle yet powerful changes. The problem is that many people resist the current and try to keep everything the same. But transformation happens when we stop fighting the flow and align ourselves with it." Elias looked at the water and noticed that the ripples were now dissipating, returning to stillness. "So, if I open myself to this change, I can transform my reality?" The master nodded. "No, exactly. But you must be attentive. On the days of the equinox, your mind can become a mirror like this lake. If you are in harmony, you will see everything clearly. But if you resist change, the surface will become turbulent and you will feel lost. The secret is to trust the flow." Elias's story illustrates what happens to us at this moment. The equinox creates a field of transition where old patterns are questioned and new possibilities emerge. But to access this portal, we must be receptive and aware. What you feel right now is not a coincidence. It is a calling. The role of ancient civilizations in understanding the equinox. Throughout history, different civilizations realized that the equinoxes were not just astronomical events, but moments of deep alignment between the Earth and cosmic cycles. They knew that something invisible happened on these days, something beyond what the eyes could see. The Egyptians built temples with such precision that during the equinox, the sunlight would enter directly into their sanctuaries, illuminating statues of deities or sacred symbols. In the Karnak temple, for example, the sun's rays align perfectly with a specific axis only at this time of the year, marking the perfect balance between light and darkness. For them, this was not just an architectural spectacle, but an energy portal, a call to tune the spirit with the forces of the cosmos. The Mayans did the same. In Chichen Itza, Mexico, the Kukulkan pyramid was designed to create an astonishing effect during the equinox. As the sun moves, light and shadow form the image of a serpent slithering down the staircase, symbolizing the descent of wisdom from the heavens to the earth. This phenomenon was a reminder that on this day, the spiritual and material worlds were in communion. What did these civilizations know that we have forgotten? They understood that we do not live separate from the universe. Every celestial cycle reflects an internal cycle, and the equinox represents a moment of balance, a time when we can align our own energy flow with the flow of creation. It's no coincidence that the ancients celebrated this date with purification rituals, spiritual initiations, and renewal ceremonies. They knew that this was the perfect time to set intentions, release what no longer served them, and make space for new possibilities. And today, even without temples aligned with the sun, even without the ceremonies of the past, we can still connect with this force. The equinox remains a powerful, energetic portal. The only difference is that now, the key to crossing it lies in our awareness. To prepare for this moment, the first step is to cleanse your energy. Everything you have accumulated in the past months, negative thoughts, limiting patterns, heavy emotions, can be left behind now. Just as nature renews itself, you too can release what no longer makes sense. Meditation on this day becomes even more powerful. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and visualize your energy aligning with the flow of the universe. Imagine that a new version of yourself is being born, a version that is more connected, more awakened, more aligned with what truly matters. And above all, be grateful. Gratitude is the most powerful vibration that exists because it attunes you to the frequency of abundance. Instead of focusing on what is missing, celebrate what already is. This simple act of recognition opens doors that once seemed locked. How to extend this energy throughout the year. The energy of the equinox doesn't end when the day is over. It marks the beginning of a new cycle. But how you carry this energy throughout the year depends on your daily choices. The ancients knew that once a cosmic portal opens, it's possible to sustain this force through rituals, practices, and elevated states of consciousness. You can maintain this connection in many ways. Daily meditation is one of the most powerful tools because it aligns your mind and spirit with the vibration you want to manifest. Affirmations are also essential tools. When you declare your intention with conviction and feel that reality as if it already exists, you're using the same law of correspondence that governs the entire universe. Another way to extend this energy is by staying in tune with natural rhythms. Observe the moon, the changing seasons, and how energy flows in your life. Being aware of these patterns is a reminder that you are part of something much greater and that cosmic harmony can be reflected in your own energy field. But here's a little-known secret. The energy of the equinox isn't sustained by spiritual practices alone. Your actions in the physical world matter too. What you consume, the words you choose to speak, the environments you spend time in, all of these things impact your vibration. If you want to maintain this elevated frequency, start acting as the person who is already living the reality you wish to manifest. Now that you understand the depth of this knowledge, the only question left is, what will you do with it? The equinox is more than an astronomical event. It is a calling, a moment when the universe places a mirror in front of you and asks, are you ready to live in alignment with your true essence? Are you ready to embrace your role as the co-creator of your own reality? If you've made it this far, it's not by chance. Something inside you recognized this truth. Something inside you knows that it's time to awaken to your power. The energy is available, the portal is open, but crossing it is up to you. And before you go, there's something very important waiting for you. I've prepared a special video to dive even deeper into this knowledge and show you how to use the energy of the equinox to transform your reality. So don't leave just yet. Click the video that's appearing on the screen now, and I'll meet you there. And if you'd like to support the channel so I can continue bringing this knowledge, you can contribute through the thanks button here on YouTube or by using the direct link I left in the first pinned comment. This helps the channel grow and allows this content to reach even more people. I'm incredibly grateful for all your support. See you in the next video.